The Arctic blast has San Antonio shivering. We've got a lot of things to cover tonight. We're bringing you the latest from TxDOT on road conditions, new information from CPS on power outages across the area, where to find warming centers, and the latest on the cancellation of the 37th annual MLK March today. Thanks for joining us for this online and streaming edition of KENS 5 News. I'm Isis Romero. Let's get right to Weather Chief Bill Taylor for the latest on these freezing temperatures, Bill.
Hello, Isis. It is cold outside. 20-degree weather that we have just stuck with all day. And remember, we should be in the lower 60s. That's what's incredible about the numbers, that we just cannot even manage to get to freezing today. All right, first things first. No longer is there a winter weather advisory because all the moisture is out. So here's what we're faced with: a wind chill warning and a hard freeze warning, both of which are in effect through Wednesday morning. The wind chill warning more for tomorrow morning, as temperatures will be getting awfully cold on what it feels like. Right now, it feels like 17. Temperature 27. We haven't even reached 30 degrees today. North and northeast winds at 12. So you can see just a 12-mile-per-hour wind takes 10 degrees off the air temperature as far as the wind chill factor. Now, elsewhere, 23 in Bernie, 27 Timberwood Park, 23 at Bandera. Farther north, and you've got Kerrville and Rock Springs both at 23. But look at Del Rio, Eagle Pass, a lot better, 45, 41 respectively. Now, look at all the moisture. Southeast Texas, Louisiana, it is all pushed off to the east, and that's been the case since about mid-morning. We haven't seen any moisture just about most of today, but we did get some overnight early this morning, and it accounted for about 1/10 of an inch across eastern Bexar County. And look at Guadalupe County. Seguin just surrounded with a little bit of accumulation. Again, nothing more than, say, 1/100th to 2/100ths of an inch. But look what happened around Houston, especially Galveston. That's upwards of 1/2 inch of ice. This is the story right here. Temperatures are going to go down to 19 overnight. Wind chills close to 0 in San Antonio. So coming up, we're going to talk more about old man winter's grip, because I'm telling you, it's tightening a bit. Isis.
All right. Thanks so much, Bill. ERCOT issued a preliminary conservation alert for the state starting tomorrow morning from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Taking a look at grid conditions right now, here is our outlook for the next couple of days. The top purple line represents supply. The bottom blue area represents demand. Right now, things look okay, but those two lines are expected to get dangerously close on Tuesday, with supply barely meeting demand. Now, a reminder, these are just projections for the grid, and those numbers could change. The winter storm of 2021 left many customers without power, but this year's Arctic blast has not been as severe when it comes to causing damage to power lines. However, the weather did cause outages for some customers. KENS 5's Mike Jimenez joins us live to break it all down for us. Mike?
Well, Isis, we have been out and about all morning and afternoon long with CPS Energy crews monitoring outages. We've seen few outages and quick restorations. Now, one of the biggest differences that we saw from 2021 from this year, what we are seeing this year, is ice accumulation on power lines. The more ice that accumulates, the more stress it puts on power lines, causing them to snap. But because we didn't get as much rainfall overnight, there has not been too much damage to power lines. Now, one area of concern was on the northwest side off 151 and Northwest Military Drive near SeaWorld, where about 3,000 customers, including some businesses, were affected for about 4 hours before power was restored. Another area of concern was in Fair Oaks Ranch near Camp Bullis. About 2,100 customers experienced a power outage, but that was quickly restored in less than 2 hours. Early this morning, there were about 5,000 customers without power, but now that number sits at just 57 customers. And remember, CPS Energy has more than 927,000 customers. CPS Energy has issued a conservation request for overnight into Tuesday morning, as temperatures are expected to be even colder. And with those colder temperatures, CPS Energy is telling customers to keep an eye out on the outage map, follow their social media pages for all the very latest information. And for winter preparedness tips, you can visit cpsenergy.com/winter. Mike Jimenez, KENS 5.
Thank you, Mike. Turning now to schools, many were already closed for this MLK holiday today, but looking ahead for tomorrow, Northeast, North Side, and San Antonio school districts, as well as Alamo Heights, East Central, and Divine ISD will open on time tomorrow, so no change there. Comfort ISD and San Antonio Academy of Texas will be delaying the beginning of their school days, and Goliad ISD has announced a closure for tomorrow. On our website right now, we have a full list of closures and delays for area schools. We're updating them throughout the night. Just head to KENS5.com to look for any of those updates. Well, the moisture has moved on, and what a difference it's made for our roads. Here's a live look at TransGuide right now. Not as many drivers as we're used to for the MLK holiday, but a much calmer commute compared to the chaos we experienced this morning. KENS 5 reporter Alicia Neaves drove around town today. Alicia, how's it looking out there?
You're right, Isis. What a difference a day makes, or just a matter of hours, too, right? Our emergency crews really stayed ahead of the game here. TxDOT, for example, began treating roads yesterday around midday, and they say that work will continue as needed. So even with the rain out of the way, we're still seeing the TxDOT trucks flying by here at 10 and 1604, monitoring the road conditions. A hectic morning on area roads. Patchy ice sent cars spinning. Beginning in the overnight hours off Burney Stage Road into the early morning off I-10 and I-35. TransGuide cameras lit up with emergency crews halting traffic to rescue drivers. Drivers couldn't navigate over icy overpasses. Some on 35 and 37 decided to wait it out. On the east side, 410 closed in both directions near Rigsby and W.W. White following two 18-wheelers that jackknifed. Drivers were stranded in their cars for more than 3 hours. The driver of the big rig was sent to the hospital. His cargo, a truck full of watermelons.
We are out there, our folks are out there, and so please work with us as we try to keep the roads open for the traveling public.
First responders stayed busy in Bexar County, shutting down bridges, turning drivers around to avoid danger. TxDOT is staying vigilant, monitoring the freezing weather. Trucks were still out Monday afternoon, treating busy bridges and overpasses along 410. Officials encourage everybody to stay home. If you have to drive, give crews extra room on the road.
But please lower your speed.
And you can always check drivetexas.org for your up-to-the-minute road conditions. We're live on the northwest side. Alicia Neaves, KENS 5.
Thank you, Alicia. Well, this bitter, prolonged cold is challenging everyone to get creative when it comes to staying warm. There are community shelters all over Bexar County that offer customized care depending on the needs of individuals, and it's all free. KENS 5 reporter Sue Kalberg is at a city resiliency hub on the southeast side. Sue?
Isis, you know, this afternoon and today I've been talking with people about all of the different ways we can stay warm. And of course, here at Southside Lions Community Center on the southeast side, we talked about one of the very basic things, which is dressing in layers. Socks you got?
I got 2 pairs of socks.
Yeah, me too.
Some
I have 2
blue ones and
yeah.
my fuzzy ones.
Yeah, I got 2 pairs of socks. How many pairs of pants you got?
I've got 2 pairs of pants on.
Me too. All right. Okay, let's compare shirts. Let's see here. I got 1, 2, 3. I got 3 shirts. How many shirts you got?
Let's see, I've got my shirt underneath here, and then I've got this jacket.
And a sweater.
And a sweater, and I have a coat in there.
We are going to take some water because like the last several times we've gone out, people have been like, do you have any water?
The nonprofit and mutual aid communities have been especially busy reaching out to people who are experiencing homelessness.
How many kits would you like?
They know not everyone feels comfortable going into a shelter, so they've been delivering care packages to camps all over the city.
In our winter alert care kits, we have a pack of ramen, we have cocoa, we have emergency blankets, we have hand warmers, we have matches, we have little tea lights.
They say during the coming cold, they hope everyone will support those who are providing hands-on care to those who may be facing life or death challenges over the next 48 hours.
Honestly, there isn't enough shelter, and there definitely isn't enough caseworkers. And so it really needs to be a community effort of us all going and seeing what can we do.
Is that the key to surviving in the cold?
Yes, it is hot tea.
At city shelters and relief hubs, there are lots of options. There are 6 resiliency hubs that will remain open non-stop through Wednesday. There are also additional resources for Bexar County residents. Now, starting tomorrow, there will be a lot more resources. That's because the holiday will be over and all of the regular city places that people can go to avoid being cold and lonely will be reopening in the daylight hours. Those include senior centers, libraries, parks and rec facilities. So if you want more information about that, we've got the full list at KENS5.com. Live in Southeast San Antonio, Sue Kalberg, KENS 5.
Thank you, Sue. A gas leak ended with 2 people being taken to the hospital early this morning. This all went down at the Cherbourg Square condos off Broadway just before 3. Several people had to evacuate their homes. Officials say one unit's gas leak had spread to 4 other units. Firefighters say the problem was a faulty gas furnace. Well, we're all trying to stay warm in these cold temperatures, but don't forget about your pets as well. Animal Care Services says animals should be brought into the house once the temperature drops below freezing. Anytime an animal is left outside, they have to have proper shelter from the elements. And this week, they're out looking for those animals that don't have what they need to be safe.
We're going to have officers out in force over this time period, responding to neglect calls. And if we find that your animal doesn't have appropriate shelter from the elements, you will receive a criminal citation. There's a 0 tolerance during this period for my officers, and those can go up to $2,000 per incident.
You can report animal ordinance violations by calling the city's 311 customer service line. It's open 24/7. For the first time, San Antonio's 37th MLK March was canceled due to icy conditions. The only other time the march was previously canceled was due to COVID. KENS 5 reporter Simone Simpson was at Pittman-Sullivan Park with more on the cancellation.
Normally, these tents would be full of people, music, and performances, but that's not the case today when the MLK March, the 37th annual one, was canceled.
It's unpredictable. It's very tough for our vendors who have put out a lot for this day.
Dwayne Robinson is the MLK Commission chair. This is the first year the march has been canceled due to weather conditions.
The march is certainly the biggest part of the commission activities.
After saying the event would go on no matter what the weather was like, committee volunteers showed up early Monday morning and saw signs that icy conditions could be dangerous.
You could not have people up there performing on a stage with ice. There's ice all over the field where people would have been congregating and stuff like that. It's unsafe. We could not do that.
The commission head said they understand the cancellation was a decision that would disappoint many in the community, but prioritizing everyone's safety was most important.
All hearts and minds are clear. Everyone's at home, warm and safe. That's the most important thing.
Simone Simpson, KENS 5.
Now, at this time, the San Antonio MLK Commission has not discussed any specific plans for rescheduling the march. They go on to say they'll continue to monitor the situation closely and provide updates as soon as possible on their social media pages. Well, let's check in again with Weather Chief Bill Taylor. Bill.
ECs, this grip of old man winter
Yes.
begins to now tighten because the temperatures are going down. Even though we didn't see much precipitation and it's all moved out and we're dry, we're definitely going to now shift into a temperature forecast, and it could get dangerous on wind chill factors tomorrow morning. Going to show you that too. But first, let's get you started with where the temperatures are at this hour. You can see 27 Timberwood Park, New Braunfels, Seguin, In fact, several 27s now that I look at it. Helotes, San Antonio, then to 29 at Stinson, 31 at Pleasanton, right at freezing, 0 Celsius, Castroville, Devine, Moore. All right, so one thing CPS Energy has asked us all to do, conserve our energy use. It's going to be between 6 and 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's what you really want to do even on Wednesday morning. Might be a code yellow, but tomorrow, a code yellow. So try not to do laundry that early. Try not to run the dishwasher, but between 6 and 10 a.m., do everything you can to limit energy use at the house. Now the moisture, you can see again, all south of Houston pretty much now, and they really got a good brunt of this. You can see a good amount of sleet and freezing rain, mainly towards Galveston, where probably upwards of about ½ an inch. We came in about 2/100ths of an inch, isolated across the west side, focused on the east and southeast side of our county, and then really kind of stretching into Seguin as well. Farther east, like I said, it really picked up to about ½ an inch of ice near Galveston. All right, temperatures are the forecast, and as north winds begin to pick up between 15 and 25 miles per hour overnight and gusts towards 30 by morning, that's going to really affect the wind chills. So we're not even looking this warm. You know, we had hoped that we were going to get up to freezing, not even going to hit 30. But we will definitely be in the lower 20s by 3 in the morning. I think we bottom out around 19 tomorrow morning, wind chill of 3. Some models put it down as low as 1 or 2 on what it's going to feel like at 6 a.m. And 6:30, yes, I know it sounds early, but there are some school bus stops that will have people waiting for a bus. So please take those precautions. The recovery, we do get above freezing tomorrow afternoon. Now that's San Antonio. Take a look at what we're expecting in the hill country. So now you've got temperatures a little bit colder tomorrow morning, down to 13. And look at these wind chills, all sub-zero beginning at midnight, maybe as cold as 5 below to get your Tuesday started in Bernie, Kerrville, and spots to the north. So if you're going to spend any time outdoors tomorrow, make sure you've got 3 layers before you put the coat on. You've got tights or long johns beneath the pants and jeans. You've got boots. You've got the outer layer of a coat, of course, a hat, gloves, and scarf. You're going to need all of it as this extreme cold is with us for the next 2 mornings for sure. Look at the amount of hours of freezing temperatures. Hill country, we're expecting 62 total. Here in San Antonio, we're expecting 56. Incredible. And what's fascinating is that you can see that the cold air almost had a target of South Texas in mind, because it comes out of Canada, and notice that it really left out a good portion of New Mexico, even West Texas. El Paso's at 66 degrees right now. That's incredible. So it kind of got dammed up against some of the Rockies, and then it just nosedives right into South Texas, and same across the southeast. Again, kind of a wedge right on down to San Antonio, again, from Western Canada. All right, temperatures overnight, like I said, we're going to go down to the teens. They'll be widespread throughout most of the area, but it's really going to be the wind chills that are just unbearable. At 8 a.m., we could get down to 2, 0 New Braunfels, -4 Kerrville, 3 in Hondo. Wow. But then the afternoon, I mean, plenty of sunshine, but above freezing, hopefully as early as about 1 p.m., high of about 37 waiting for us Tuesday. 7-day forecast. Remember that over the next 48 hours, a hard freeze warning and a wind chill advisory. The wind chill advisory, really more for Tuesday than Wednesday, but if the air's moving at all at 18, it's going to feel a lot colder. All right, and keep in mind, we're going down to 18 on Wednesday morning. That could be even colder in some spots as the winds die down. Warmer at 47, and then a front moves through and we get a lot warmer. Not a Arctic front, obviously, but a Pacific front with west-southwest winds. We go to 70 on Thursday. So what a rebound. Then we cool off behind that system. Friday, Saturday are much cooler, and then a chance of rain comes in Sunday, Monday. So north of Bernie, you talk about waking up to a winter wonderland. You don't see this too often. This is from Kyle and Noni Griffiths, just north of Bernie, south of Comfort. What a winter wonderland, ECs. And a reminder that if you've got more Arctic blast pictures, make sure you text them in to 210-366-0020. ECs.
All right, thanks so much, Bill. Well, taking a look across the state of Texas right now, it looks like the winter storm has impacted almost every part of the state, as Bill mentioned. These are pictures and videos shared to X, formerly known as Twitter. They show different conditions from snowy backyards to ice on those roads. And icy temperatures have made travelers take caution today, and that includes our own sports anchor, Nate Ryan. He's making the drive back from last night's Dallas Cowboys playoff game. He wasn't the only one making the drive after the Cowboys' defeat, so we asked him to check in with others navigating those winter conditions.
We're almost back in the 2-0. The only thing colder than cowboy hearts is the temperatures here on the roadways. Checking in with some drivers. Some are making the travel from Dallas back to San Antonio on what it's been like driving and what it's been like driving with a broken heart. Let's go check it. Kirk, you're a big Cowboys fan?
Well, I was till yesterday. Maybe in 3 months we will be again.
Oh, and it just went south so quickly.
Have you experienced any complications on the highways or anything like that?
No, the highways are great. Side roads are terrible.
It's not so bad. I think the road crews did a good job on clearing the ice off the bridges, and I've only seen a couple accidents, so it's not bad today.
And where are you guys coming from?
Monterrey, Mexico.
You guys drove all the way from Monterrey?
Yeah.
To Dallas for the game?
Yeah. So we started driving up here on Saturday, and then we stayed in San Antonio for the night, and then we drove to Dallas on Sunday for the game.
And you guys are big-time Packers fans?
Yeah.
Touchdown, Green Bay!
Check out this massive truck over here. That's a long drive home for those folks. Are you guys traveling together?
Yes, actually is with us.
You're with this group. We got to get him in here. Look at the hat.
Well, this weekend, every single RV, the water froze in all the pipelines. So there was no water. We actually had jugs of water outside. They all froze, completely blocked. Everything here we set up. We take everything in there. We have tents, canopies, barbecue pits, TVs. And then once we get everything out, it actually has an air condition. So about 4 to 6 people can sleep there also. So we sleep 6 in there and 6 in here. So we can accommodate 12 people.
In one sentence, what needs to change for the Cowboys to win a playoff game?
Well, not overpay Dak. I'll tell you that. I'm not a believer. I think this year he did pretty good, but we got the old Dak back yesterday.
It starts with the quarterback. You heard it here first. You can't get it any better. Nate Ryan, KENS 5. See you in San Antonio.
Safe travels to everybody out on the roads there. Yes, that too.
Beaver nuggets.
And before we go, some last words on weather.
Yeah. I want to show you one more time that the next 2 mornings are going to be brutal, especially tomorrow morning with wind chills near 0 in San Antonio. So 19 is very cold, but this is going to be a brutal wind chill factor near 0 in the city. Outlying areas will be sub-0 wind chill factors Tuesday morning. Sunny and 37 for tomorrow's high. A little bit warmer on Wednesday, sunny and 47. But again, Wednesday morning, another hard freeze. So the old man winter's got 2 more mornings with us, and then we really rebound on Thursday. We won't even freeze that morning and get up to 70 behind a Pacific front, so it'll get breezy at first. And those west-southwest winds, they like to warm us up before they cool us down, because once the system's east of us, then we'll get some cooler air Friday, Saturday, chance of rain by next week.
It's going to be a wild week. Thank
Right?
you,
Up
Bill.
and down.
And of course, we will continue to keep you informed as these frigid temperatures are in our area. Stay with us here on KENS 5 and the KENS 5 app as our team tracks the winter weather. And don't forget to send us your Arctic blast weather pics. Just text them to the number on your screen, and you might see them in one of our newscasts. And that'll do it for our special online and streaming edition of KENS 5 News at 6. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.